Hello everybody, Princess Tanqueray here. We're back at Contemporary. Guess for what? Seriously, guess for what?
Steakhouse 71. I told you we'd be back.
She did. Now it's time for dinner. So let's go in and see some... I don't know. I don't know what that. I had something, I lost it. I'm sorry, guys.
Be sure to Steakhouse 71.
You heard the girl.
He's so cute.
It's a me.
Hello. I love this dimly lit romantic vibe. Much better than breakfast.
They can't get to the garage. They can't get to
I got the Vodka Gimlet, which was inspired by the browns here at the Contemporary, the gardens that were in Lillian. Wow, it is very citrusy, fresh. It does feel like I'm walking through a beautiful garden with fresh cut grass. It smells amazing too. I would give this 4 out of 5 lilies.
So even so far, even with breakfast and now dinner, I am loving how they've woven the history of Disney and the property into like everything they've done. The research they've done as far as trying to inspire both drinks and food and how deep they've gone is a surprise to me. So the fact that they're trying to use this drink to represent the lands on which Disney was built and the conservation of said land makes the drink even better, and I haven't even had it yet. Ooh, it's very tart. Tart but then smooth, so it's not harsh going down. It's definitely a sipping drink. As far as vodka gimlets go, I'm impressed. Don't go for this one unless you want to be falling off the table. 4 out of 5 plus.
A chocolate Boulevardier. Oh, it's very strong. It's very up Bear's alley. It's very bourbony. Extremely rich and flavorful. So not my jam. 2 out of 5 cherries. There's no like that.
I promise you, I don't purposely order drinks the princess will hate. We just don't have the same taste in drinks all the time. Sometimes yes. Most times no. So it's chocolate and Disney Select Knob Creek Bourbon. It's like me, but in a drink. That is smooth. Very smooth. It's a very strong drink, and the bitters sort of like help with like the different textures of it. It's like a... how to describe it? A sharper Manhattan, but not a sharper old-fashioned, but not as harsh. 3.5 out of 5 plus.
We have a beautiful plant-based onion ring. Bear cannot have onions. Well, he's intolerant of onions because of the lactose thing. So this will be all mutton. Plus, he's trying to cut it off the fry. I also made a spicy vegan ranch to go with it. best onion rings are the ones that don't like slide all the way out when you bite into them. You're supposed to have like that perfect bite in every time. And this one definitely does. It's a little on the salty side, but it's breaded beautiful. The breading is beautiful. I love it. I would give it 4 out of 5 onion rings. And the sauce is amazing. I just finished the full onion ring, and I've got a nice like slow burn happening. The kick in this ranch is so good. It's like perfect balances these onion rings. Like, this is a comfort food that I want to make and eat at home all the time when I need comfort.
All my other advice are very sound.
So we have the locally sourced shrimp cocktail appetizer. It's a different sort of serving for a shrimp cocktail, sort of like a shrimp tower on a beautiful bed of cocktail sauce, a tiny bit of oil in there. Kind of like dusted with seasonings here. This is kind of interesting. Oh, that's actually 2 sea roaches there. Locked in a loving embrace. Let's see if I can eat this fancy. Probably not. I'm a bear. I'm going to ruin it. The dusting of spices they use on top of the shrimp gives it like a very like earthy taste. So it's like earth meets sea or water. But as far as like an appetizer, it definitely does its job. It understood the assignment. 3.5 out of 5 plus.
I got the Citrus Grove cocktail, and I love the little orange in it. As it falls. Ooh, tangy. It tastes like there's gin in it, but there isn't. I would give it 2 out of 5 orange groves.
Another wonderful drink dedicated to Disney property, representing the orange groves that this thing existed on. It looks wonderful. A citrus cocktail. That's a very interesting smell to it. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yes. That's the drink. It's another slow sipping cocktail, which has been most of what we've had tonight. But it has like a certain like sweetness and tartness to it that just like jumps alive in your mouth. For me, that's a 4.5 out of 5 claws. I would drink a bucket of this if they let me.
There are no wrong choices if you're not stressed out enough. However, with that being said, in the appetizer section, they can make and crack
I have the most beautiful Wellington here. I am in Wellington heaven right now. It's a little small for a Wellington, but I'm here for it. Got some veggies inside. It is a vegetable Wellington, and I love how Steakhouse 71, plus formerly The Wave, doesn't use alt meat. So if you want a restaurant that consistently does not use alt meat, this is the place for you. Shout out to my girl Nick for making that possible. Let's get into this Wellington. Ooh. Clearly I do not know how to use a steak knife. I must have cut into a shrimp. Alright. There we go. Lovely little bite. Oh, wow.
I'll sit on that.
That's flavored beautifully.
Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. Enjoy your dinner.
I have a Wellington out property in a future video that you're going to see that was made with like a Tatin. And I think I kind of like this texture a little bit more, even though it's not as beefy. It's a little more flavorful, just because it's all veggies. And then the pastry over it, that makes it magic. This is a beautiful dish. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. It's like on the necessity. Princess necessities? We're not making that a thing. but if it wasn't there, it would be on that list.
I'm very interested in this idea of vegetable Wellingtons. The whole idea of protein stuffed in a puff pastry just feels like fine dining to me. More so than most of the fine dining that we had. And the fact that the princess can get one that's plant-based, well, that's even more exciting. I love the weave on it. It definitely took some time with this. And like, this is a dish with no alt meat in it. They definitely took their time, love, and care and poured it into this dish. That tomato is just not going to cooperate. But this is something that's made with care, and I am excited for this. I think when we previewed the menu, this is probably the thing I was most excited to try. I don't even know what I can describe, even though it's all veggies, artichoke, and mushroom, and the Romesco sauce, and red pepper, and tomatoes, and the mushroom all work together to give it like a, just like meaty in the form of texture, like feeling, and on a nice, deep, savory taste, combined with like that flaky puff pastry crust. This is amazing. This tastes wonderful. Even for me, I would say this is a 5 out of 5 claws on the bare necessities list. I would devour this whole plate and then ask for another. So here we have yet another dish inspired by the history of the Walt Disney World Resort and the 70s. So this is a roasted snapper, baked and roasted in paper, with some radishes and potatoes on top, and sort of like this whole 70s vibe they committed to for this restaurant. I've never had a fish served this way, and so the instant the server started describing how it was cooked to me, completely interested. I don't even know where to start, but I am excited. So you have these lovely roasted potatoes here, served in like this parchment paper with the fish, which has like a delicious looking skin on it. We got some radish in here, and some locally sourced Gulf shrimp as well. Let's try to get an all-in bite. Probably butchering it a little bit here because I can't get a small piece. There we go. Can I? Can I maybe? Nope. It's sort of interesting to try to get a bite, but I think that's some everything. Shrimp, fish, potato. Let's get it. There's a lot going on in there, but it's very satisfying. The fish is wonderfully roasted. Flaky inside, nice and warm. The sauce that they poured over it mixes well with everything. The potatoes are like, they fall apart under the fork. And the shrimp are perfectly cooked. They kind of give you like this whole Gulf experience with the fish. It tastes amazing. Like, you expect a good fish to taste without tasting fishy or anything else. It's a very satisfying fish. I've ordered a lot of stand-up fish from property, and to me, normally on the menu, it's a throwaway thing, but to this is something unique that I would come here for. Even if the fish changes, this whole baking it in the parchment paper works for me. 4 out of 5 plus. Princess is always trying to get me to eat random things, because I guess she thinks that you guys will like it. Let her know how you feel one way or the other. I feel like that belongs on Small World.
a house-made grenadine. That's actually really good. It almost tastes like root beer. I was expecting to hate this, but I really don't. Why does Highball make me think of like pool, like shooting pool? 4 to 5 pool tables. It's good.
Highballs. I never order a highball. Don't drink a lot of highballs. They're really a huge fan of highballs. Let's see if this will turn the ball around. It's like watered down Coca-Cola to me. 2 out of 5 plus.
I was afraid of ordering this raspberry gin sour because it's a gin drink, and unless we're at Gran Destino, I don't usually gin. I took the smallest of sips, and it's just like straight gin with a hint of lemon. If you like gin, you're gonna love that drink. Me, I'm like, gin isn't my favorite, but I'll drink it if I have to. 2.5 out of 5 gins. Gin for me.
Then we have this gin raspberry sour, which looked like another slow sipping, relaxing drink to me. You got the little shaved orange peel in there, a nice tension on the top of it. Let's see how it tastes. You definitely get the hit of the raspberry and the sour part. It's definitely a gin drink, so if you don't like the taste of gin, you will absolutely hate this drink. Me, I don't mind it so much. 3 out of 5.
Really excited for this beautiful, like apple turnover inspired plant-based dessert with a beautiful berry compote on top of it as well. It's got like a crunchy pastry at the bottom that I cannot cut with a fork, but thankfully I still have a knife. And then I'm going to take some of this house-made berry sorbet gelato. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, wow. That tastes like straight up apple pie, but like, you know, like the little containers of apple cinnamon mozz that you used to get that were so good? That beautiful consistency, like sweetness on top of it. That's what it tastes like. Like some beautiful fresh version of like an apple cinnamon mozz. Like a nice little like pastry on the bottom, which you can barely taste, but that's fine. And then this beautiful berry to like kind of slide at the end and give you a nice like sweet bang. Oh, it's so good. It belongs like on a windowsill? No, it doesn't belong on a windowsill. The smell belongs like in somebody's house. Like this should be a candle. 4 to 5 apples. This is good.
Definitely an interesting looking dish, that's for sure. And they said apple turnover inspired. This is not exactly what I was expecting, to tell the truth. It showed a nice pastry on the bottom with this like apple filling. And then ice cream and a berry compote. We'll take a little bit of the berry. Tiniest bit of the sorbet. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. We're gonna pick up some of this decadent looking dessert here. The berry with the sorbet and sorbet definitely play well with like the hot and cold. So it's like hot, cold, room temperature. All plays well together. So like a sweet but not overly sweet dessert. The apple turnover is like an amazing texture. With this is like better than like ice cream and apple pie. I think this tops that 100%. Even for me, who's not a dessert lover, I'm gonna give that 4 out of 5 bucks. Oh, it's Steakhouse 71 dinner.
It was so good. Surprisingly good, surprisingly delicious. Everything that I expected and more.
Definitely think they have elevated their dinner than everything else 71, even though it's a steakhouse. It's with a lot of options for everybody, be you plant-based, flexitarian, otherwise.
Agreed.
Dessert was good, appetizers were good, dinner was good. Drinks were amazing. I don't know what you're going to ask.
Mad props to the amazing team at Steakhouse 71, always killing it. Always just knocking it out of the park.
But I want to know, what do you guys think of this place so far versus the Wave? Let us know in the comments. If there's any place else around Walt Disney World you want to see us go, of course, that's the only place to let us know. There's a notification bell if you want to see videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe.
I heard the bell.
And like this video. Also comment, because if you don't comment, how are we going to know that you watched the video? And you don't want to make Bear sad, because he can be sad if you didn't watch the video. You didn't comment and like and subscribe.
You heard the girl.